There's a question I've been asked more times than I could count. I've tried pretty hard to avoid answering it because, to be honest, I don't know the answer. But today, I'm going to put it to the test, and we're going to find out together. Because there is a lot of debate around this topic. What should your wall pressure be set at? The reason I don't know the answer to this is because any booth that I have ever sprayed in, the wall pressure is usually set around 90 to 100 PSI, and I never saw any reason to mess with it. So being that it's at 90 to 100, I just set my pressure at the gun, regardless of what the wall is feeding me. However, some people believe that the pressure at the wall should be set closer to what you're spraying. So right now it's at about 90. So for these two panels, our fender and our door, we're gonna set our pressure at the gun. And for our bumper and our tailgate, we're gonna open up the regulator on our gun all the way and set the pressure at the wall and see if it makes any difference in how the job comes out. First up is gonna be our fender and our door. Now it's important to note, since I'm using a DV1 and the regulator is closer to the air cap, even though it's reading 13 on my gauge, you usually have to add about 6 PSI. So this is closer to 19. So anytime I show pressure on my gun, you have to add about 6 PSI. So obviously I know how this is gonna go on because this is how I normally spray. And I know I'm gonna get a solid finish setting my pressure at the gun with the wall at 90, because as I mentioned, that's how just about every single booth I have ever sprayed in is set up. Now we'll come over to our wall regulator and I'll bring this down to figure 30. I'll bring it down to 30 because I'm assuming there's gonna be some pressure loss as the air travels through the hose. Okay, I went way too far. Okay, so that's 30 PSI at the wall. And I have my air regulator on my gun full open, and it's giving me about 17 PSI. So we're losing about half the pressure off the wall to our gun. But 17 PSI is still very shootable for base. I ended up just sealing this tailgate end to end because I saw on our bumper we had blow through there and we had blow through there as well. So since I was gonna have to put color here anyway, where the bumper meets the tailgate, it just made sense to seal the tailgate all the way. So as of now, I don't really see any difference at all. But I mean, there could be a difference in the finish by the time we finish laying our clear. All right, so I'm gonna set our wall back to 90, right about there. Then I'll set my pressure back at my gun. So let me close this thing. We are at about 16 PSI now. I'll make sure I shoot my next coat on the trunk and the bumper at 16 as well. So whatever I have to set the wall at, which is probably gonna be somewhere around 40 PSI, I'm guessing. And we're going right back down. We'll go to about 40. So just after noticing the amount of pressure loss, there's 40. It makes sense to me why you would want a higher pressure at the wall than you would want at your gun. Because, oh, I almost forgot to adjust that. Oh, so I gotta go full open on here and then we'll see. So at full open with the wall at 40, we're at about 17. And it makes sense to me just noting the pressure drop from the wall to my gun, why you would want to be at a higher pressure at the wall than you would at the gun. Because if your air supply can't keep up, then you run the risk of your pressure collapsing mid-pass. And that could get you in a lot of troubles that you normally wouldn't have to deal with, such as runs. I mean, you guys just saw it for yourself. We were at 40 on the wall, and with it full open on my gun, the most we were able to get to was 16, 17 PSI. All right, now we're gonna put our drop code on. We're at about 12 PSI. So let's say you're at 90 at the wall, right? And then by the time it gets to your gun, it's probably closer to 40. And if you're gonna shoot your clear at 30, you probably wanna have some sort of buffer in case your pressure slightly dips. This way, it won't affect how your paint is laying down. But there is one thing I can say I do notice when I lower this pressure. I'll put us a little below 40. This way, hopefully I can open my regulator on my gun all the way up and be at about 6, which would be 12 PSI. Right on the money, look at that. So yeah, the one thing that I do notice that I like actually when we have lower pressure on the wall is the material feels like it's coming out softer, or the fan feels softer. And I do like that because I like to feel like I'm laying my material on the panel, not like I'm forcing it on the panel. But like I said, if you're at 90 and you know, with the pressure loss, by the time it gets to the gun, you're at 40 and you're shooting at 30, there's not, you know, you're not really leaving much room for a pressure drop. You're leaving just enough. So when we go lay our clear right now, it's going to be really interesting to see if our pressure is going to fall off mid-pass. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the pressure while we lay this clear, because we weren't really going to notice it while we were putting color down, because we were only putting, you know, such small sections of color. But obviously we're clearing the whole panel, so we're gonna have the trigger pulled for quite a bit longer. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're all set for clear. Now I have our wall pressure set at 90, and we're gonna spray our fender and our door. Then I'll come over, I'll switch it back to 40, and then we'll go over to our bumper and tailgate and shoot that and see what happens.
I decided to go with the 1.5 clear coat method on all the panels to try to put more stress on the setup. I laid my full coat on the fender, then the door, then I went back to my fender and threw my half coat on each. Since I never use a gauge or even pay attention to the built-in gauge on my guns, I was curious if I'd see a drop off with the wall pressure set at 90, so I kept a close eye on it the whole time and it did not budge. Needless to say, since this is the setup I usually spray with, it went down beautifully. I wanted to mention, it is definitely possible to have your wall pressure set too high. Some may say 90 PSI from the wall is overkill, but given the significant drop-off we noted earlier, 90 is actually pretty reasonable. Setting your wall pressure much higher than necessary would put excessive stress on your gun, your hose, and your regulator that could potentially lead to a catastrophic failure in the booth. So don't go setting your wall pressure higher than you deem necessary. The length and diameter of your hose will dictate what you reasonably need from the wall. So we're just finishing up our half coat on the door, then we'll go knock out that bumper and tailgate. I did realize that I somehow didn't record the half coat on the tailgate, but it got applied the same way everything else did. So we definitely didn't miss anything important there.
All right, I'm gonna turn our pressure on the wall down. 40 PSI. 40 at the wall, and I'm full open here. And I got 13, so I'm gonna go turn that up. Oh, it dropped, that's why. All right, so let's try like 45. Let's see what we got on the gun. Perfect. So we'll leave it right there.
Basically, it breaks down like this. The wall regulator acts as your supply control. If you have a properly sized compressor and you're the only one using it, you can probably set your wall pressure slightly closer to your spraying pressure. But if you're cutting it close, it would certainly be wise to leave some air in the tank, and your gun regulator acts as the fine tuner directly at the spraying source. Setting your wall pressure too close to your spraying pressure would basically rob you of your ability to fine tune at the gun. It would also potentially set you up for failure, because if your pressure does dip while spraying, your fan is going to collapse, and that definitely would cause some issues. A stable air supply is imperative for a quality paint job, and setting your wall pressure higher than your spraying pressure is the right way to ensure a steady supply of air. After laying my bumper and my tailgate, I did not notice any drop-offs in pressure, even though I basically left no extra air coming from the wall. But that probably has to do with the quality of the setup I'm spraying with. If you're a DIY guy working from home, it's very, very likely that you will see a drop-off in pressure that will sabotage your job. Before we finish laying this clear, I just want to mention, if you'd like a chance to win the new Segola Hex spray gun, become a member of our channel today, because one of our members is taking home that gun at the end of this month. Now, without further ado, let's finish this up and see how everything came out.
All right, I just finished clearing everything up. First things first, let's check out the finish, see if we have any difference between our setting the pressure off the wall compared to the regulator. And here's our door and the fender. So overall, I would say there's not a difference in the finish, which I didn't really expect there to be. After this test, ultimately, I would conclude you definitely want to have your pressure higher at the wall than you intend on spraying out of your gun, because we clearly saw there was more than a 50% drop off in pressure with just a simple 30-foot hose. So if you're running a longer hose, that could be more of an issue. Or if you don't have as expensive as a setup as I do in a professional booth, you will see drop off in the pressure, which is ultimately gonna cost you your finish. So 90 PSI might sound high, but when we know we're dealing with such a large drop off in pressure with just a 30-foot hose, well, our pressure is not set too high at all, because by the time it gets to our gun, we're already at 40. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you got any value out of it, or if you were entertained, if you could, please consider dropping a like, comment, or maybe even subscribe. Until the next time, peace.